people have many other frames of reference in capitalism, but the universal, when I say universal frame, not that everyone understands it and believes it, I'm just saying that it overlaps everyone in the world right now. There's no way to escape the framework of capitalism. And it's a very interesting idea. It's a very interesting frame. Basically, it's about your freedom. It takes the philosophical point that everyone has a limited amount of time called their life. You'll have as much freedom and power in your life as you're able to do what you want to do. How much power and freedom I have is how much I don't have to do what other people want me to do, and how much I can get other people to do what I want them to do. So we exchange time and freedom and power in the framework of capital. That's called capitalism. People in the United States, for instance, are just politically amazingly ignorant, and have been ignorant for so long that their ignorance has been passed on from generation to generation. They actually think that that system in which they're getting completely raked over the coals every minute is actually, they've been talked into an ideology, a political ideology that isn't capitalism. And by claiming it's capitalism is exactly the ploy that's being used. Because they're saying, well, this is natural laissez-faire capitalism, we should just let it alone. What do you mean, just let it alone? Just let it alone means that only 1/10 of 1% will have everything, and you all will be doing your same, we'll all be peons and slaves out there. But if you can sell that, enough times to enough people, you can actually have a political system that reinforces that distribution of income. Distribution of income is a political issue. Because of the way things are set up at this moment in terms of technology and everything else, a very, very, very small percentage of the world's population is raking off almost all of the value of what's being created. Anybody that studied it at all would say capitalism works a lot better when people make more money and can spend more money to buy stuff with. If you notice, every time the labor unions get more power, the economy does a lot better, because then people have money to buy stuff with and the economy booms. As soon as you take all their money away and put it in the hands of a couple people, then everything starts contracting. To a lot of people for the last 100 years, it seemed fair in one sense, that the exchange of time is my intelligence or work as compared to what somebody else wants. What's driving capitalism? The desire of everyone of what they want. From a Buddhist point of view, it's really interesting because there's two ways to be fabulously rich. One is to have everything, which means that you'd have to play the capitalist game really well, or not want anything. Because you'd be equally free not wanting anything than having everything. Now, the only difference is if you don't want anything, then you can't lose it. The Buddhist life is so perfect, though, because it doesn't use any resources. So, the people I live around are almost all monks and nuns. All they own is their robes and a bowl. They just live light on the land. They just take care of their bodies themselves. They live light on the land. I would suggest that that way of life might be sustainable. I mean, I'm not trying to sell it, I'm just saying that that way of life might be sustainable. You're very happy in your own space of your own mind without needing anything or wanting anything. And as you learn to be more contented in yourself, in your own space, you need less and less of the other stuff. So it's even a happiness. You even have a happiness based on not wanting, and a model that gives you the reason you don't get involved in capitalism because you'll be happier. It seems like a good idea compared to you'll suffer more by not being involved in it. I don't know if that's going to work. So I think that you're going to be happier by not being involved in it, and that not wanting could actually make you happier, and that you can live light off of the land and be happy within your own mind, your own consciousness, and be compassionate and help and work with others. I think that's a pretty sustainable, that's pretty cool. It's kind of a cool way to go.